Christmas can wait, but Jesus is great. It's Snapshot season, baby! Let's go! Hey, back in the day, like right now, Minecraft was flat and boring, and it only went so high up and the furthest down was 0. But that was supposed to change in 1.17 Caves and Cliffs, to be exact. Starting from this snapshot, terrain generation gets a few additions in the form of noise caves and aquifers. The Dripstone Caves underground biome, the Grove biome, the Lofty Peaks biome, the Lush Caves underground biome, the Meadow biome, the Snow-Capped Peaks, Snowy Slopes, and Stony Peaks biomes, as well as a new ore distribution and large ore veins. To help accommodate for all of these caves and cliffs, the overworld build and generation limits have been expanded. For the record, enchanting tables now emit a low amount of light. Also, using shears on the tip of a cave vine, twisting vine, weeping vine, or kelp now causes it to simply stop growing. This will be great for styling an area, and now we don't have to use string. Let's look at some biomes. First up, this biome contains plenty of pointed dripstone and dripstone blocks on both the floors and the ceilings, as well as small pools of water. In some places, you'll find larger stalagmites, stalactites, and columns built from dripstone blocks. FYI, this happens to be the hot spot for copper, like gold in a mesa. It's got snowy terrain with big spruce trees and powder snow traps. It looks like it might actually be worth it to make a couple leather boots and keep them handy. They tend to generate on high altitude terrain beneath mountain peaks or on hilltops. You'll find wolves, rabbits, and foxes spawning here. This place has got dramatic, jagged peaks with snow and stone, and spawns goats. Bring a boat, it'll be funny. Possibly my favorite new biome, which adds my favorite new decorating block. Speaking of, moss covers the floor and ceilings. Spore blossoms grow from the ceiling and drip particles. They also contain both clay pools, with drip leaf plants growing out of them, and azalea bushes and flowering azalea bushes. FYI, if you find an azalea tree anywhere, you'll know there's a lush cave beneath you. Also, cave vines with glowberries grow from the ceiling and light up the caves. A large grassy and flowery biome that tends to generate high up on plateaus or next to large mountain ranges. Sometimes they'll contain a lone, tall oak or birch tree, often with a bee nest. For some reason, I'm told to think about Sound of Music, but all I got is the one area pre-boss fight in Majora's Mask. Anyway, the a biome consisting of smooth mountain peaks with ice and snow alongside goats and a yeti. Oh, wait, no. Just goats. Very snowy terrain that can hide powder snow traps. Again, leather boots have a reason to exist, and yet I don't. Also, the biome tends to generate on high altitude terrain beneath mountain peaks or on hilltops. Better yet, it's a great place to find rabbits. And goats, I guess. Still no yeti. Last up, this biome consists of stony mountain peaks that may be jagged or smooth. You'll find goats and maybe even strips of calcite. Nice! Still no yeti. That's already a lot to add in one snapshot. But wait! There's more! The whole noise caves and aquifers thing, it just refers to the way the caves are generated in the first place. They'll come in 3 flavors. Cheese caves, like the holes in Swiss cheese, and come in various sizes. Spaghetti caves, long squiggly tunnels that sometimes widen out, and noodle caves, which, I promise, are not the same as spaghetti caves, because noodle caves are thinner, squigglier, and more claustrophobic. So, great! An aquifer is an area with a local water level, independent of the sea level. Aquifers are used during world generation to generate bodies of water inside noise caves. This can sometimes result in an underground lake. They can also form inside mountains and on the surface. Aquifers below Y0 will sometimes be lava aquifers instead. Oh, and magma blocks sometimes generate at the bottom of underground bodies or water, and the older underwater cave carvers and canyons are gone. But below Y0, the X and Z axis have had it too good for too long. The Y-axis is getting stretched out to a new height limit of 319, all the way down to -64. Ho ho ho! That's right. 64 blocks in either direction, with all those underground features, structures, and caves generating all the way down to that same negative 64. Well, except diorite, granite, andesite, and dirt. Yeah, those don't generate below Y0. Also, the 3 other stones have their size and positioning tweaked in general. The dripstone clusters can no longer be found in non-dripstone cave biomes, and starting from Y0 and below, deep slate will gradually replace all stone, just like God intended. Hey, there's no more deep slate blobs above Y0, but you also have to put up with less diorite, granite, and andesite in general above Y60. You can also find strips of gravel in stony shores, and swamp trees can now only grow in water 2 blocks deep, as opposed to 1 block deep. Speaking of all that new generation, ore distribution is taking on a few changes as well to accommodate for the new world height, as well as to add new strategy to mining. This means there is no longer a single Y level that is best for all ores. You now officially need to make trade-offs. Amazing. Iron ore generates below Y72 with a strong bias around Y16. Iron ore also generates above 112 with more iron ore as you go up higher. Oh God, yes, the glorious mountain mining. What do you want, coal? So just burn logs like the rest of us. Copper ore generates between Y0 and Y96 with a strong bias around Y48. And as mentioned earlier, the Dripstone's cave biome can be where you might find larger deposits of copper ore generated. Lapis lazuli generates below Y65 with a strong bias for Y0. However, lapis below Y-32 or above Y32 simply cannot generate exposed to air, so it'll be buried or inside water. Coal generates above Y0 with a strong bias towards Y96 and above, and also has reduced air exposure, but can still sometimes be found exposed. Gold generates below Y32 with a strong bias around Y-16. And, as referenced earlier, extra gold can still be found in a mesa. Redstone ore generates below Y16, but generation gradually increases as you go below Y-32 and beyond. Diamonds generate below Y16, with more the further down you go. Also, diamonds have reduced air exposure, so you'll be more likely to find them buried or underwater. Oh my God, Waddles was right. Emeralds don't exist anymore. Oh no. Speaking of ore veins, how about them large ore veins? Large, rare, snake-like underground ore formations with copper veins forming between Y0 and Y50 and mixed with granite, while iron veins form below Y-60 and Y-8 and will be found mixed with tuff. So many changes are coming to modern Minecraft, and 1.18 is looking to be the amazing grand update I always wanted 1.17 to be. But wait, there's more! Over in the options menu, you'll find the new accessibility option to stop the sky from flashing during thunderstorms, an option to specify the audio device being used by the game, a toggle setting for both sprinting and sneaking, and keybinds being moved out of their own settings screen, accessible now from controls. And last, but most certainly not least, the Illagers, i.e. the Vindicator, Pillager, and Evoker, will no longer attack baby villagers. They won't, I will. Also, axolotls only spawn in lush caves, and even have their own separate mob cap limit. Oh, and the clouds got raised from 128 to 192. And that is all the main feature changes and or additions in this 1.18 Minecraft Snapshot. Which change or addition made has you most excited? Do you think the Warden will live up to its hype? I mean, we're in actual factual Snapshot season, so it can't be too much longer until they start showing them off, at least a little. I guess only time will tell, and so will I. So don't forget to subscribe so you can be sure to catch every Minecraft News Network short form segment. Which is what today's video is. I don't even think I said that at the beginning. Oh well. Thank you for watching. And, as mentioned earlier, the dripstone... Ah! And or additions. Ah!